Hi artists, Mrs. Carol here. So I wanted to go over the value scale assignment and also introduce form. Now, before I get started on showing you that, I just want to remind you that in your Google Classroom page, you will find some helpful resources. So when you log on, you'll just go to classwork and then scroll down to art projects and click on the drawing unit. Now there are a lot of different things here. I don't want you to look at all of them because I will let you know what to look at when you need to. But the first one that you might need is the shading of value scale. You want to have a clear, distinct tone, as you can see, between each value. If you just use one pencil, you can still get a lot of the same tones that you would get from using the fancy art pencils. All right, so the next thing that you'll probably need to know is if you scroll down on the video here, if you were not here, you're going to want to watch these videos on value. Or this one video, I'm sorry. It's only 4 minutes long, but it gives you a really good overview and also, will help you get prepared for what we're going to be working on. Our next step, what we're going to be working on, is using value to transform shapes into forms. So we're going to think about like a light source, and we'll just start with having a generic light source and practice turning these basic shapes into forms. The art supplies you'll need for today, you'll need maybe a ruler or like another notebook, right? So you could use a notebook, and then just kind of draw your line. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to write the definition at the top. The lightness or darkness of a color. Simple as that. A value scale shows the tonal changes. Value helps you to see an object that might look flat, and when you add different values, it can start to become more realistic. So this is a really great way to improve your drawing. It doesn't have to be totally perfect. I'm just actually making it the same width as my ruler. I kind of made it easy. You're going to want to indicate what kind of pencil you use. I'm going to use the 2B. I just want to use a regular pencil, something similar to what you might have at home. Again, it's just a regular 2B pencil. You want to make sure your pencil is sharpened. So you can do that if you need to. I have my little sharpener here, and keep a nice point. Now, what could be helpful is to have that handout that I showed you that's on Google Classroom handy so you can match up the tones. Like right in front of me, I have this value scale so I can look at it while I'm drawing. I'm just going to put it over there out of the way, but okay. So the first one is going to be white. So this is going to be your light, like nothing. You don't do anything there at all. And you're going to go from light to dark. And this should be black as you can get with the pencil. Very dark. So light to dark. And I'm going to make a little note here. I'm using a 2B pencil, and I might make another note that just reminds myself, or you guys really for now, to change the pressure to change the value. Now, before you get started on this, you might want to just see what your range of tones is. Maybe you want to just kind of warm up. You might want to use the side of your pencil and just practice what happens when I press harder and harder. And just see what your pencil can do. When you get to the darker values, it could even be beneficial to shade in the other direction. B stands for bold. B equals like bold. And then H pencils equal hard. So your harder leads are going to be lighter and your bolder leads are going to be darker. Just for your knowledge here. Everyone has sort of different like pencils that they're working with. So that handout that I provided is something you can refer to. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get started on my very first value, and I am going to press so light. You might not even see it. And if it gets too dark, like right here, then that's where your eraser will come in. Now we worked on this for a long time, so I might actually stop talking right now and just do the scale and then speed it up. So this might end up taking me 10 minutes, but I'll make it look like it took a minute. So just keep that in mind. So I'm done with my value scale, and I just want to make sure that all my tones look like pretty even. I could always go back and just touch some areas up, just trying to match that tone. I want to make sure that I don't have something that looks too similar. So like, I think it looks pretty good up to here, and then this could probably get darker. So sometimes when you do that, then everything has to get darker. So I'm going to shade in the other direction. And now I see a distinction between this tone and this tone, but now these two are similar. So that's fine. I'm going to just make this one a little darker. Sometimes stepping away, like I know you can't see me, but I'm kind of stepping away and looking at it again. And then this one could probably get a little darker. And then this one. And now I think that's a better tonal change. Actual forms, like the definition here. And then there's implied forms. So that means creating the illusion of depth and space. So we have to consider light here. That's why having a really good light source when drawing objects are important. I'm going to start by making a nice like round circle. And then I'm going to think like if the light's hitting it like right here, right? Then it's going to start to get a little bit darker as it gets away from the light. Now my shape might look a little wonky. It does. So I can always fix that up and straighten it up. And again, I'm using that same 2B pencil I just practiced with. Try and get a nice 3-dimensional circle. A sphere. So a circle becomes a sphere. Okay. I think this probably needs more work, but I just kind of want to move on. So, you know, I would want to maybe soften my values as it gets further away. And blend it out a little bit. And maybe start working a little bit more on my mid-tone. So if we want to label the parts of this, we have the highlight. We have the cast shadow. We have, which I think still needs more work, but we have the mid-tone. This part right here is called the core shadow, which needs a little bit more work. Core shadow. I think I got everything. Let's see, highlight, mid-tone, cast shadow, core shadow. All right, so that's kind of pretty much like the form. That's how you do it.